But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. We have our stains. We know that. And yes, there will be people who are racist.
Nikki Haley caught fire the other day for saying America has never been a racist country because building your economy on the back of unpaid slave labor is, well, capitalism. Now, this struck a nerve to me for a few reasons. Namely, I am a person of color who grew up in this racist country, and the person saying this goes by Nikki instead of her real name Nimrata because her own voting base wouldn't be as perceptive to an Indian with a weird name. So I actually want to fast forward to her town hall yesterday where she doubles down on this point and goes more into depth as to what she actually means. When she said it the first time, surprise, she didn't really receive any pushback for it.
We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. And I'm so thankful they didn't. Because for every brown and black child out there, if you tell them they live or were born in a racist country, you're immediately telling them they don't have a chance.
So the argument's already over because she said there was indeed racism that she herself has dealt with. She just doesn't want to say it out loud, though I categorically disagree with her here. Preparing someone for the obstacles ahead is not instantly telling them they have no chance. And telling someone they're going to have a race uphill instead of on flat ground, are you telling them they have no chance, or are you getting them ready for the conditions they're going to have to face in the real world? Because that's all it is. And a safety precaution, let's be real, it's you've got to be willing to fight twice as hard and make sure you watch your back because you're not going to get the same graces as everyone else.
And yes, there will be people who are racist, but that doesn't define what you can do in this country. And so I think it's important that we tell all kids that, look, America is not perfect. We have our stains. We know that. But our goal should always be to make today better than yesterday.
I mean, I agree with her here. The problem is the way to make it better today is not to ignore the past. That's how you repeat the same mistakes. You get better today by acknowledging and analyzing your mistakes and then correcting where you went wrong so it does not happen again. And the problem in America is a lot of times what you can do is determined by the color of your skin, or at least how easy you can do those things. Where you could live was determined by the color of your skin and redlining, something that didn't go away until 1978. Black people are still twice more likely to get denied for home loans. Black people and women are both underrepresented in Congress, in leadership, management. You could legally discriminate on who to rent to based off race until the 1960s. Black people, their votes were suppressed until the 1960s. You could legally discriminate credit loans until 1978. The list goes on and on and on of the ways that America is a racist country that has been built on racist ideologies. Native Americans whose land we've destroyed. Islamophobia that has been the crux of our culture since 9/11. I bet every American knows someone who thinks that all Muslims are terrorists unironically. But I guess to Nikki Haley, if the door's not completely shut off, if the door's not completely closed in your face, you can't call it a barrier to success.
Because that little brown girl in that small rural town in South Carolina, she grew up to become the first female minority governor in history. She then went on to be UN ambassador, and now she's running for president of the United States. I want every brown and black child to see that and say, no, I don't live in a country that was formed on racism.
And again, that little brown girl has to go by Nikki instead of her real name so she can fit in with her peers. And the first thing anyone attacks her on is her race. Donald Trump even had to highlight her name, calling it weird and all that. And people say that she can't run for president solely because she's an Indian. America is a country that dangles that equality of opportunity just a little bit further from people of color than it does from white people, which is exactly why, despite it still being there for both, America is indeed a racist country. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video, because the only way we become a society is together.